Are you ready for a financial surprise that could completely change the course of your month? Starting tomorrow, millions of Americans will experience a significant boost as the IRS begins depositing a remarkable $2,300 in stimulus payments directly into bank accounts across the nation. Yes, that's correct. This is happening without anyone needing to fill out forms or make phone calls. Seniors, recipients of SSI and SSDI, and struggling families from all corners of the country are slated to receive this automatic payment. Imagine waking up to see this substantial amount already in your account. Could that be you? Do you know whether you qualify for this urgently needed financial relief? Are you aware of important deadlines to be mindful of if your payment doesn't show up right away? Knowing these answers could mean thousands of additional dollars in your pocket this month. To ensure you don't miss a single cent you're entitled to, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you're immediately informed about every opportunity for financial support during these challenging economic times. This latest round of stimulus payments comes at a crucial juncture, as millions of Americans are still struggling to stay ahead of relentless inflation and rising costs of daily essentials such as groceries, rent, and medical care. What sets this stimulus apart is its highly focused targeting of the nation's most vulnerable, senior citizens surviving on fixed Social Security incomes, individuals with disabilities relying on SSI and SSDI, and working families whose paychecks have not kept pace with skyrocketing living expenses. Unlike earlier stimulus efforts that were more broadly distributed, this new strategy zeroes in on providing support to those who urgently need relief. The timing is intentional, aligned with recent economic warnings about how inflation disproportionately affects those on fixed incomes, especially seniors who are more dependent on programs like Social Security. While cost of living adjustments have been implemented, experts say those increases still fail to account for the real-world rise in costs, especially in healthcare, which continues to increase at a rate far higher than general inflation. The $2,300 payment is a direct response from policymakers recognizing that deeper, more immediate intervention is required to prevent worsening financial instability among these groups. Now, who exactly qualifies for this payment? Thankfully, the eligibility criteria are designed to be as inclusive and simple as possible. All Social Security retirement recipients earning below a set threshold annually will receive the full $2,300. SSDI recipients also qualify fully, regardless of how much or how long they've been receiving benefits. Individuals on SSI will be automatically included with no extra paperwork necessary. Working families are eligible too. Full payments are available for single filers earning up to $75,000 and for married couples filing jointly with incomes up to $150,000, with gradually reduced payments available for those slightly over those limits. What has really impressed financial analysts and economic observers is the efficient delivery system put in place. The IRS, in close coordination with the Social Security Administration and the Treasury Department, has developed a seamless mechanism for distributing these funds with minimal delays. Most eligible recipients will receive the money in the same account where they usually get their tax refunds or Social Security benefits. This automated system is a vast improvement over past stimulus rollouts that were plagued with delays due to complicated application procedures, which left many Americans waiting for months. One key question many have is whether the payments will all hit at once or be distributed in phases. Based on current information from sources familiar with the rollout, a structured distribution is planned, similar to how regular Social Security payments are handled. Those receiving direct deposit for their Social Security or SSI are expected to be the first to see the funds, possibly even by midnight tonight if their financial institutions process early. For those without direct deposit information on file, paper checks will start going out tomorrow, though delivery time will vary by location and may take 1 to 2 weeks. Seniors and those on disability who are worried about how this payment could impact their existing benefits or tax status will be pleased to know the news is good. This payment is classified as non-taxable disaster relief rather than traditional income, which means it won't count toward income thresholds that affect Medicaid, SNAP, formerly food stamps, or housing assistance. SSI recipients who must stay within strict asset limits will not risk losing eligibility due to temporarily increased bank balances. Additionally, the payment is fully tax-exempt, so no unpleasant tax surprises will come up next filing season. The broader economic implications of this stimulus are also significant. When millions of Americans receive an extra $2,300, that money will likely be spent in local communities, helping small businesses and driving up consumer activity, especially in areas with high concentrations of benefit recipients. This anticipated multiplier effect was a major reason why lawmakers from both parties supported the measure, understanding that focused financial aid for the most at-risk populations could lead to positive ripple effects for regional and national economies. So how should recipients use this unexpected windfall? Financial advisors suggest a range of options depending on individual needs. If you have overdue bills like electricity, water, or critical home repairs, addressing those should be your top priority. Others might benefit more from using the funds to pay off high-interest credit card debt that has piled up during tough months. And if your current situation is relatively stable, setting aside some or all of this money as emergency savings could prove to be a lifesaver down the line. There's no universal rule here. What's important is making a thoughtful choice that best supports your unique situation. It's also important to be aware that while many recipients will see their payment tomorrow, not everyone will. If you've recently moved, switched banks, or gone through another major change, you might experience a slight delay. As long as your information has been updated with the IRS or Social Security Administration within the past few months, your payment should still reach you, just possibly not in the first wave. It's smart to monitor both your old and new accounts for the next couple of weeks. For the few who do not receive their payments automatically, there will be an easy process to claim what you're owed. By the end of the month, the IRS will launch a dedicated online portal where individuals can confirm eligibility and request payment. For those without access to the internet, a toll-free phone hotline will offer the same support. These systems are part of a refined approach based on lessons learned from earlier stimulus campaigns where many fell through the cracks. This payment rollout is also notable as a rare example of bipartisan cooperation in today's divided political climate. Despite major disagreements in Washington, both parties recognized that millions of Americans were facing severe hardship that demanded urgent action. The fact that lawmakers came together to approve this measure speaks to how dire the situation had become for seniors, individuals with disabilities, and struggling families. Looking at the wider economic context makes it even clearer why this relief was needed. Since 2022, inflation has taken a major toll on fixed-income households. Despite COLA increases, benefits have not kept up with rising costs for everyday items. Basic groceries, milk, eggs, vegetables have all spiked in price, hurting seniors the most. Rent has soared, particularly for those without long-term housing protections, and healthcare continues to consume a growing share of seniors' budgets. The usual systems for adjusting benefits simply haven't been able to match the real financial pressures. That's why this $2,300 payment is so important. It bridges the gap between policy and reality, offering a meaningful buffer as long-term reforms are debated. For many, this payment is equivalent to an entire month's worth of benefits, offering breathing room and the chance to recover from months of financial strain. It also arrives during active discussions about the long-term future of programs like Social Security and Medicare. With concerns about future funding solvency, many advocacy groups are pushing for structural changes. This emergency stimulus might represent not just a stopgap, but the first move in a broader campaign to secure and strengthen the social safety net for future generations. As we conclude today's urgent update on this unprecedented $2,300 payment for seniors, disabled Americans, and struggling families, remember how important it is to stay informed about your financial rights and opportunities. Economic policies are shifting rapidly, and these changes can have a major effect on your monthly budget and long-term financial stability. That's why staying subscribed to this channel is essential. We're committed to delivering accurate updates on benefit programs and government relief, so you're never left in the dark. Will you be among those waking up to a $2,300 deposit tomorrow? How will you use the funds to meet your needs or protect your future? Drop a comment below to share your story. It helps our community learn, grow, and support one another during these trying times. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell to make sure you never miss out on critical financial updates that can make a real difference in your life. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again with the next big development.